Hey, what's up, YouTube? You're watching Rants! Today, we're going to be making our Battleground predictions, and I want to talk about two matches. The first match I want to talk about is the New Day Bucks versus the Primetime Players. Millions of dollars.
There you go.
And the tag team titles are on the line. Wow, I can't speak. Oh man, I got a little bit of rhythm.
Yeah,
though, at least
a little bit.
So, what are your thoughts?
You know, I'm happy to see PTP with the tag team titles. It's been a long time in the making, and they certainly deserve it. They're two very great wrestlers, very talented guys. So they certainly had this title run coming, and I hope they help hold the title for a long time. And as far as New Day, they've certainly made the transition to a formidable tag team. They're pretty fun to watch, as in their in-ring stuff. I'm still not too big on the gimmick, but I can see why it gets heat, and I can see why they're pretty successful as a heel team. So it should be a good, fun back and forth. PTP's very over with the crowd, so obviously they're going to be all the way for New Day, or all the way against New Day, and solidly in the corner of PTP.
Yeah, I mean, I really like PTP. They have a lot of personality. They get the crowd going, which is good, and they're very talented. I'd actually like to see Titus O'Neil in the World Heavyweight title picture someday. He definitely has to look down, and I know obviously the look is just one aspect to it, but I think he's very talented, and I think he deserves a shot someday.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see them retain, but I actually think the New Day is going to win it back.
So they're going to go a little back and forth here, because it wasn't that long ago that Primetime Players won the tag team title, so they'll be doing a little hot potato with the tag team titles.
Yeah, and the thing is that the New Day, they're getting a lot of heat, which is good. They're getting a lot of good heat, and at first, I didn't like them at all. I mean, I still don't like them too much, but they've grown on me a little bit, and I think it is catchy, and it's fun to say New Day sucks. It's just fun. And they're all really talented, of course, as well. I just think one of them, whoever sits out in this match, one of the guys is going to be sitting out, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
They're going to interfere. If New Day does win, it's not going to be clean.
It shouldn't be. They're a heel team, so if they do win, it'll probably be by some shenanigans and stuff. At least, you know, that's how it should end if they really want to give New Day the tag team titles back. This way, it still makes Primetime Players look good and not look bad by losing clean, and then you're making New Day even more of a heel by, they're back to their cheating ways and, get the crowd booing them and stuff. So if they happen to win, that's how it should happen.
That's a good point. That's definitely a good point. And plus, they're funny, too. Some of the jokes they say, okay, they may be a little corny, but I don't know. I just think they're pretty funny on the mic, so...
Yeah, they are. They have very interesting personalities, very interesting characters, and just bringing them all together into this big kind of group has been kind of fun to see. So, and it's good to finally see Kofi and Big E back into the picture, and Xavier Woods getting a chance to really do something, because before he was just like the sidekick to R-Truth, and like he didn't get much TV time after he debuted last year, but now he's part of a pretty solid stable part of it, and it's always good to see young talent go up. You're saying that New Day wins. I'm going to say PTP keeps and retains the title just because they just won the tag team titles. It'd be a little weird if they lost it after a month or two. But, I mean, obviously anything can happen, and maybe WWE wants a little back and forth. But I'd like to see Primetime Players retain and then have a good couple more months with the tag team title. And then hopefully some other tag team, gets a chance to make a run and hopefully, do well with the belts.
Good points.
Yeah.
And here's any other thoughts on that, or
no? Just I think it'll be a really fun match. You got some great wrestling skill amongst all 5 participants or potential participants. One's going to sit out for New Day, so it'll be a fun match.
Just one quick question.
Yes.
Do you think that Mark Henry will be added to the match to team with PTP?
Well, that would take away the tag team title. Then it wouldn't be a tag team title match. It'd be a 6-man tag. So
true. Or do you think Mark Henry interferes somehow to help PTP?
I think that was just a one-time thing.
Okay.
They're not really building towards a certain feud with Mark Henry and New Day. That's a little weird, but
it would be.
They just needed a partner.
Yeah.
And, Mark Henry's kind of an intimidating force. So, hey, look who PTP has backing them up. Mark Henry. That makes the heels scared. So that's the only reason why I don't see it going any further.
So you're going
primetime players.
All right.
Sure.
And I'm going New Day. All right. And here's the other match: Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns for nothing. It's just a feud.
Just a regular match from a feud that started in a way that, to me, just made me mad because, Roman Reigns was this close from winning the Money in the Bank, and, lights go out, and Bray Wyatt interferes just randomly in the match. There's no thought, would he interfere, or nothing even in the back of our mind. Why would he come out? It doesn't make any sense. Now, them using that match as a catalyst for a Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt feud, I think, isn't necessarily the best, because you're undermining what happens in that match, and then you're basing a feud off a big-time match, which I know is pretty common in WWE, but I don't know, I like Reigns and Wyatt as, individual wrestlers, but it's an awkward feud, and I think they could have made it better by just making him kind of a more scary force and not this, he's got this weird, stalker type gimmick and always, interfering with stuff, and to me, it doesn't really pull me in. If anything, I'm just rooting for Reigns to win just to get it over with and get Reigns on to the next step, which is hopefully, a bigger feud or, a longer run storyline with something more important, a singles title or something like that. So.
Yeah, I mean, the feud seemed kind of odd. I mean, I get it. Obviously, he interfered, as you said, and that's what sparked it. But the thing is that it's just annoying that Bray Wyatt interferes with all these matches. I get it. That's part of his character and his storyline. But I think the WWE could use him a lot better in different ways.
Yeah, I mean,
and be more creative with him.
They could, but I'm gonna step my foot in the water with this one and, kind of say something that's really not the general consensus about him. I think he's starting to become a little overrated. Okay, he plays his character very well. I give him 100% credit for that. That's awesome.
He has personality.
Yes, he does his character well, so I'll give him that. As in the group Wyatt family, he was perfect. He had henchmen behind him. He had this occult kind of leader following behind him as his character, which made him very formidable and made him kind of a threat to whatever person he goes up to. Because not only does that person have to worry about Bray Wyatt, but he has to worry about at the time Harper and Rowan. So that even adds more to it. Just him by himself, honestly, it's been underwhelming. He's had feuds with Dean Ambrose, which honestly to me, Ambrose made the feud interesting just by his antics and by the stuff he did. I mean, he had a little, I guess, feud with Undertaker that led to a match, which was pretty good, but there was absolutely nothing more than just him trashing the Undertaker. And then now you have Roman Reigns and him, and I don't know. They could use him better, but at the same time, I think he's kind of limited at this point. I don't know what's limiting him. Maybe it is WWE. Maybe they're just kind of running out of stuff for him to do. But
That's possible.
But, you know, this, like, larger-than-life, kind of occultist character can only go so far. And if he's by himself, it's like he's preaching to nothing. He's got to have followers, and I think that's what's going to revive him. Maybe they need to give him, you know, either reunite the Wyatts or give him someone else to kind of not manage, but kind of take under the wing, like a young tag team or something, and give them like that weird type gimmick that would fit with him.
I think the build to this match was kind of like they were trying to make it look like a horror movie, and it just seemed forced. I think, okay, some of it might have been a little interesting, but at the same time it seemed forced. What did you think of the build?
I mean, yeah, I think you're right. It's definitely been forced, and it wasn't. I don't think it was very good. It's stuff that we've seen before, and there wasn't anything that really stood out like a, you know, oh my god moment. Like, there's nothing that showed me that these two had like a real hatred for each other, or like Bray Wyatt was really crazy and he was gonna go do something like for example, when he was like the one segment where it looked like he might have had Roman Reigns' daughter in the rocking chair.
That was creepy.
Like, there you could have literally just had Roman Reigns' daughter, and like, I mean, or just paid like an actor that kind of looked like a child actor to look like her. Obviously, that'd be taking, you know, the story to a really big extreme, but I think that's the kind of extreme that would work. They're just having him, like, post pictures of Roman Reigns and his daughter on his wall and, like, etching out the eyes and writing stuff. Like, I don't know. It doesn't do it. It doesn't make me, like, want Roman Reigns to, like, kick Bray Wyatt's ass. I don't feel bad for Roman Reigns. I feel bad that he's in a really bad feud, but just him facing Bray Wyatt, I don't want to see Roman Reigns, like, conquer evil. I just want him to win, and then the feud goes away. So
here's the thing. I think Bray Wyatt, he doesn't need to necessarily win like Roman Reigns. I mean, Bray Wyatt, he hasn't been in any title picture.
Right.
So him losing, I don't think it's going to really do much damage to his character.
Yeah.
And so I think Reigns needs to win more than Wyatt. And so that's why I'm going to pick Reigns.
Yeah, I agree. Roman could really use, you know, the bump up just because, you know, he comes off winning the Rumble. He has a really good match with Daniel Bryan to solidify his spot in WrestleMania in the main event. And then he loses in or at WrestleMania and then the pay-per-view after. So he's kind of on a slide down. So it'd be nice to see him get a win to kind of bump him back up with the crowd, because he's certainly very popular and he honestly can be, you know, a big-time guy there. You just need to have the right story in place for him, and then the right moment. Right now, you know, it seems like they're pushing Rollins to be the big guy, and then, you know, Ambrose obviously will get into all the other matches and whatnot and what can come of those, but they could do a lot more with Roman Reigns. And Bray, they need to figure something, whether get him with a group again or change the character. Because honestly, like, he's great at cutting promos and playing the character well, but it's only going to take him so far. And eventually it's going to get stale.
Do you think anyone interferes with the match? Possibly Ambrose?
I hope not. I mean, maybe if, like, WWE surprises us and, like, someone's trying to help Bray, and then maybe Ambrose comes out, because Ambrose isn't in the match.
Yeah, so that's why I say.
So maybe somehow Ambrose gets involved if Wyatt's, like, getting one up on Roman Reigns. Maybe, again, someone comes out and helps Bray or whatever. But I think it'll probably stay between the two there. I would rather it stay between the two. Like, I'm not big on having people interfere in matches, unless if it, like, turns the match into, like, a triple threat. Like at WrestleMania, you know, with Rollins cashing in the middle of the match, which never has happened before. That turns it into a whole new match, and then that led to...
Yeah, imagine if Ambrose interfered and they turned it into a triple threat match.
Well, I mean, I don't think Ambrose would fight Reigns. There's nothing but no bad blood between those two. But,
no, but
I mean, they would
never know.
I don't think they would turn it. It would more likely be like a handicap, like 2-on-1 with, you know, Reigns and Ambrose teaming up against Wyatt, just because both of them don't like the Wyatt. Oh,
yeah,
the Wyatt. That's what they do. They call him the Wyatt instead of Bray.
He is
Wyatt.
the Wyatt
Yeah.
instead of the man. He's the Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt teaming up against Bray Wyatt.
So you're picking Reigns?
I'm gonna go with Reigns.
Okay, we both pick Reigns. So let us know your thoughts. Who do you think's going to win? Who would you like to see win? Follow us on Twitter at Ring Rants. Like our Facebook page. Just Google Ring Rants. I'll have the links below this video.
Yeah.
And yeah, we really appreciate your support. And we have a lot of fun making these videos, and be on the lookout for more videos. Anything you'd like to add?
No, you summed it up pretty well.
Thanks for watching. Till next time, stay sober.